What up, everybody? What up, what up, what up? Happy Wednesday, April the 12th, 2023. The year of our Lord 2023. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody had a good day. Hope everybody feeling good. I'm out of breath because I just ran up the steps. But other than that, we all good. Y'all already know what to do when y'all come on here. Holler at me. Let me know you're on the line so I can shout you out. And also, please remember to like and share tonight. Please like and share, like and share. How's everybody doing? How's everybody feeling? Hope y'all feeling good. Hope y'all doing good. Hope y'all had an amazing day today. It's been a great day. I was off today. Glory to God. Much needed day off. And so I spent the day running the streets, literally. Got up, ran to the stove, attempted to cook, and realized I didn't have everything. Had to go back to the stove, and just been running. But nevertheless, God is still good, and the food was good. I made my world famous Hump. If you don't know about it, you better ask somebody. Best friend, I see you on here tonight. Most favoritist, my auntie is on here tonight. So good to see y'all on here. They always hanging out with me, always supporting me. My brother is here. He's in the green room. He's waiting. I'm going to bring him on in just a second. But in the meantime, in between time, listen, we're going to start this show off right. We're just going to start the show off with some brand new music. And we just going to keep the show rolling. Y'all ready for some brand new music? Are y'all ready for some brand new music? Listen, you ain't seen nothing yet. Brand new music for you right here. Kiera, here, We Praise Radio. Breaking bread with the bishop.
Did you think I made it this far for you to take me the other way?
Brand new music for you.
From the stars, he fixed
Dimitri, my brother, what up?
in my new start. Got some things I've been praying for, believing for, and I ain't got time to play. My happy place, my better days, it's not a phase, more is on the line. Yeah. Now watch me make my move. Nothing that I can lose. Yeah. Can't tell me what my God can do. When all things are made new, you can't disturb this groove. No way that I can lose. Nobody can stop me. I'm moving forward. I'm unbreakable. One thing I know for sure, God's got me. If I lose my way, He'll never let me go. I've been on this journey way too long, and I ain't gonna turn it. I'm expecting so many blessings. I won't let it take me down. Now watch me make my move. You ain't seen nothing that I can lose. Can't tell me what my
Brand
God
new
can
Kiki.
do. All things are made new. You can't disturb this groove. Watch me make my move. You can't disturb this groove. Can't tell me what my God can do. When all things are made new, you can't disturb this groove. I wanna hear you sing it with me. You ain't seen nothing. I got in the building.
He's killing it. Got a brand new record that just dropped. Go check that out. That is You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet right here for the first time on We Praise Radio, Breaking Bread with the Bishop. Listen, my brother is here, Pastor Orlando Jordan Jr. D Praise. My guy, what's going on, man?
Man, I can't call it. How you doing, bro?
Man, you know, I'm making it, man. Doing the best I can with what I got.
Oh, man, you doing better than somebody then.
Than somebody, absolutely. Joe Logan is on the line tonight. Big bro, good to have you on. Chris Brooks is on the line tonight. So listen, y'all, we here with Pastor Orlando Jordan. This is our Pastoring with Purpose segment, something we just started here. We had Pastor Jeffrey Johnson II on Monday, and I had to do a makeup show with my brother because he was supposed to be the first one, and I double booked myself. And so I said it the other day, and I had to make sure that I acknowledged it again because, you know, the Bible says all have sinned and come short. And so I just want to make sure that, you know, and we ought to forgive 70 times 7. So I got to make sure my brother is forgiving me since I'm acknowledging my sins and my faults tonight.
It be your own people, man. It be your own people.
It do be your own people every time. But we making up for it. It's going to be a good night. We're going to have a great time, man. So, you know, definitely glad you're here, man. How you feeling?
Man, feeling good, man. Feeling good. We are, you know, pastoring with a purpose, man. We, as of last Monday, we have a completely paid off church. No more mortgage, bro. So that I'm walking on air.
You said it too calm. You should have took off running.
Man, I done ran, danced, broke a door or two at the church. We're going to have to get those fixed and everything. But
that's good, man. That's really, really good, man. Congratulations. I wish I had my thing so you can hear it, but man, definitely big congratulations to you, man. That is major, major, major. Y'all didn't hear this, man. He said they just burnt their mortgage at their church. No more bills. At least not the big bill. So that's great news. That's great, great, great news. Yes, sir. There it is. There it is. Brandy, good to see you on here tonight. Mama is in the building. Always grateful when Mama's in the building. So yeah,
hey, man, you got one of the nicest mamas in the whole. I love your mama.
You know, listen, she's all right. I love her. I thank God for her every day. I really, really, really do, man. She is amazing. She's nice. She's sweet. She's beautiful. She's kind. She's an amazing cook. She's a great support system, not just for me, but to my family, my children, and, you know, pretty much any and everything that I'm connected to. And anybody who has ever crossed her path just knows, man, she's literally, for real, one of the greatest in the kingdom. My cousin Amber, I see you on here tonight. But yeah, man, she's amazing, and it's so crazy because, you know, I've never heard, and, you know, I've never really heard anybody say anything bad about her, and I'm not just saying that just because, but it's, you know, I think that's important because I think we sometimes take for granted mamas and daddies and, you know, people that we related to, and we think that people just say certain things just because, and it's like, See, you see what I'm saying? She talking about, what do I want? Mama, I don't want nothing. She think I want something. Mama, I promise you, I don't want nothing. I just want to celebrate you. I want to love on you. I was just echoing the sentiments of Pastor Jay. You know how he feel about you.
Let me switch cameras real quick, man.
Your camera going out?
No, I'm on my laptop. Let me switch to my phone.
Okay. Y'all see how Mama trying to do me talking about what I want? Mama, I don't want nothing. Now, if I was gonna ask for anything, it would be a grilled cheese sandwich. But that's, you know, we can talk about that later. I mean, if you just gonna ask, but I don't want nothing tonight. Maybe by the weekend, a little grilled cheese or something. Tina said that's how we used to do when we wanted stuff. That's because y'all spoiled. All y'all just spoiled rotten. Spoiled rotten. Now hold on, is that better? Okay, much better. Oh, you crispy and clean now, Doc. Can you hear me, brother?
I can hear you now.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you crispy and clean. You in there now.
Okay, cool. All right, there we go.
You just had an Android spirit on you a minute ago, and I just wanted to make sure that now we can see you.
See, so you tried it, but I'm on my Android cell phone. That's what you. That's the
I know
Lord.
you. I know you on your Android cell phone because all your messages is green when I text you.
Oh,
You ain't got that blue spirit, huh? You not apostolic. You got that Android.
my work cell is an Apple. Unfortunately,
So your job got more oil than you.
no, we about to switch over to.
Who made that decision?
Somebody in IT that like Android.
Well, I don't know. We'll circle back to that. Look, Auntie is on the line. Aunt Cherry said, "I just want to put a cherry on top. God made her my sister." Listen, y'all two together, dynamic duo. We got Mama and we got Aunt Cherry. Just I just listen. I'm blessed because I'm her son and her nephew. So if anybody is blessed, it's me. I'm glad I got y'all. So man, look, let's just jump into it, man. Pastoring with a purpose. Tell everybody about your church, man, and where you are. I know we talked about it last time you was on briefly, but just reintroduce yourself to the new people that may be on. Just kind of talk about your church and your new paid off mortgage.
Man, I'm Orlando Jordan Jr. I'm the senior pastor of Resurrection Community Church. We are located at 2502 East 38th Street in the great city of Indianapolis, Indiana, 46218. Man, I love my church, man. We are a diverse group of people that love God, that love supporting God's people, that love going out into the community and providing the needs of two people. And I pastor some of the greatest people this side of heaven, bro. I know every pastor says that, but it's true.
You do got some great people, man. I've had a chance to be over at the church, man, and believe it or not, y'all, he let me come over there and say my Easter speech last year when he was gone. So it's always a great opportunity. I'm always, humbled and honored when I stand in somebody else's pulpit and preach. But they definitely took care of me, definitely loved on me, man. They treated me like family from the second I parked my car to the second I left, man. So you definitely got some great people over there.
Man, appreciate it, bro.
So how long have you been pastoring? How long have you been pastoring the church?
It's kind of cool, man. So the church that I pastor is actually a church I grew up in. And so I've been there most of my life, but I've been pastoring it'll be 8 years in November.
8 years. That's what's
Yeah,
up.
so,
You
yeah,
already got
man.
your anniversary set. Still working.
I know who I know who I want who I'm gonna have come preach this year, and then year five anniversary fell in the heart of COVID,
Yeah.
and so I think that the team wants to do something a little bit bigger for this year to make up for that, and so. I don't know, man. I think it's going to be a few different events that come along with that, and I'm just grateful to be able to pastor good people, and they ain't put me out yet, so we thank God for that.
If they didn't put you out, man, that's always good news. Always good news. Well, listen, shout out to everybody that's jumping on. I see y'all. Please remember to like and share. Let's just go to some music real quick before we jump back into it. If y'all have any questions tonight or anything y'all want to know, please feel free. This is an open forum. Y'all already know how we do here. So if you have any questions, any feedback, definitely put it in the comment because we want to talk about it. Listen, some good church for you, some more good music. This is the Bishop's Choir. The name of this song is called Hold On, right here on We Praise Radio. Breaking bread with the Bishop.
Come on.
Alicia, I love you. Good to see you. Congratulations.
Oh, my brother. Oh, my sister. You can make it if you just hold on. Come on, choir.
haven't done so, please like and share. Please like and share. Holler at me when you jump on the line so we can acknowledge you
Still your
tonight.
joy, hold on. The enemy tries to take your peace of mind. Just grab hold to your faith and hold on. And know God will bring you out. Just, oh my brother and my sister.
Brooks, that's the one, Doc. Looks rough sometimes, but you just got to hold on. My God, good to see you on here, man. Appreciate you. Listen, I hope it ain't too early. We just came to have some good church tonight. Got to hold on. They always cut it off right when it start getting good.
Man, there's not enough songs that have reprises on these albums no more.
I know, man. We gotta bring back the reprise. Just tell somebody, bring back the reprise. Come on,
Come on,
Jesus, bring back
let
the reprise.
Look, I'm looking at him. The award-winning producer, writer, preacher, extraordinaire. You know you got. I know you got
Uh,
17 million irons in the fire.
Who are you talking about?
You, yeah, you the
Oh,
award-winning producer, writer, musician.
listen, man. I'm just a servant. I just want to be a vessel. Here I
You
am, Lord. I just want to be a vessel of praise.
use me,
Oh,
Lord, use me.
hey, listen, remind me to tell you about that. That's I got some people on here who know what I'm talking about. But use me, use me. So listen, speaking of music and speaking of musician, a lot of people don't know that you also are an amazing musician and a keyboard player extraordinaire. And y'all probably heard him humming a little bit back there in the background, singing and doing his thing. So you know, let's just talk about that because I think a lot of people today laughing at me. A lot of people don't really understand that a lot of preachers and pastors also started off as singers and musicians, and I think a lot of times we just skip past all of that, our upbringing and our background, and I think they only see one side of us. But what talk about the importance of just growing up in church and being a musician and singing and how it just kind of that whole transition in the pastor. Do you think they go hand in hand? Do you think it's helpful?
I think that it was helpful, man. As a kid, you're trying to find and make church fun
Hmm.
because you and I, we come from that generation where you didn't have no choice. We were
That's
drug
right.
babies. We
That's
we
right.
got drugged to church Monday through Sunday. And so you were just looking for a way to make church fun, and thank God that I found passion and joy in praising God through musicianship. Um, and you had to show some level of talent because otherwise they're gonna run you off the instruments back in the day. You get off of there before you break something.
Listen,
Uh,
me and Joe was just talking about that. Back in the day, we had what we called the tap. And if you wasn't doing it, they come and tap you right on that shoulder, get you up out of there.
and the joy that I had, I had the luxury of growing up with Pam Davis right in our church, with Joe Duncan Senior
Yeah.
and Joe Junior and Curtis Duncan and
Oh yeah.
Clint Davis and Gary Davis and Ross Davis. I had the luxury of having all of these awesome musicians. And then I met Crazy Joe Logan way down the road. And then I didn't want to play no more after hearing him play. And so but no, I think that being a musician helped me make church fun.
Mhm.
Children's church wasn't the same back then, so you was gonna sit through this service. And back then we started service at 11 and wouldn't get out of church till 2:30, 2:45.
Mhm.
With an afternoon service coming at 4, so you only had a little bit of time to eat
Yeah.
before Bishop Hawkins was gonna preach again, and then after that was over, the choir was gonna go to somebody's 8 o'clock musical,
Oh yeah.
and you was gonna be there till 11 o'clock,
Oh
and then you
yeah.
was gonna be sleepy, and your mama was gonna yell at you Monday morning talking about don't you miss that bus.
That's right. We must come from the same era. Gabby, good to see you on here tonight. But yeah, man, I tell people all the time, I actually did a lot of the dragging when I was growing up. We still didn't have a choice, but it got to a point where I was dragging mama everywhere because I wanted to be in church. I wanted to play. I wanted to sing. I was a junior layman, and I became junior layman president. And so, growing up in the district, there were just a lot of different things. We did the, Union District Congress. We did the Christian education piece. We did May session. So I'm just a product of I'm a for real certified church baby through and through. And like you said, man, I think being a musician definitely kept me there because it gave me an outlet. It gave me a chance to really play and, you know, um, just praise God through my instrument. But it's also
Mhm.
afforded me to this day, the opportunity to travel and meet people and all of that. And so, man, that's crazy when you talk about Pam Davis. Huge, huge, huge shout out to Pam and Clint Davis and the Duncan brothers, my guys. Being in the church where you have musicians that you can actually look up to and aspire to. Because we didn't have a
Mhm.
band in my church; it was just me and Chris Chubb. Like we was two piece though,
Mhm.
just organ and drums. And so, I definitely am grateful that I've had a chance to also grow up in that vein where I pretty much, as I started meeting musicians and hearing other people. Look, another musician on here, Dexter Massey, my big bro, is on here. Dex was the man when I was growing up. Dex is still the man. Like I remember going to Universal, I used to sneak over there on Sunday nights, and Dex was like the cleanest dude. Dex used to have all the suits and just all the ties, man. And he was so cold, man. But love you too, bro. You already know. But yeah, man, I think that once you make that transition, like you said, I think it gives you something to not only to do that's fun, but I think it also keeps you because you hear a lot of songs, you play a lot of songs, and then as you begin to study scripture and read Bible, especially as you're preaching, you start realizing how many songs actually come from scripture, and you
Mhm.
know that's one of my biggest things. I love songs that are scriptural based, scriptural sound, and then when you read it, you can almost look and be like, yeah, man, I remember that. Oh, man, that's what's the name by such and such, and it just keeps going, man. So
Man, I remember growing up. I remember when I first heard Genesis. Um,
yeah, the anthem.
yeah, the Genesis, the anthem, man, and I remember. I remember the first time my mom, she texted me and said she was watching too. I remember the first time my mama drugged me to Bible study, and they were in Genesis chapter 1,
Hmm.
um, and and I was like, oh wait a minute, this I know this part.
Yep. Yeah.
Uh, even to today, man, I can't stay in the beginning. God created the heavens and earth. I can't do none of that without hearing the music start in my head.
Yeah.
Uh, and so those type of anthems and hearing Twinkie Clark with FAMU's gospel choir. And all of those songs. Bring the church choir back. Bring the church choir
Bring
back,
them
man.
back. We need y'all. Where are all my church people at? All my choir members. If you're a choir member, just give me just show your hand. All my choir people, just put it in the comments because we need y'all. We need bring back marching in. Bring back the roads. Just
Come on.
give me everything. I want all of it. I want all the smoke. Yep. That hand up. You can title down the aisle. That's what I love.
Man, and actually, I'm looking forward to something that we're going to try to do at the end of the year. Being located on 38th Street, there are a million churches up and down 38th Street, and then also on some side streets as well. And so I've been looking and talking with my minister of music and some other pastors about doing just doing an annual 38th Street choir, just a big community choir made up of the churches up and down 38th Street, not excluding nobody. If you we but just to kind of draw those in and just once a year to all come together and
You
just
choosing
worship.
violence, man. You choosing violence.
Oh yes, I am choosing violence.
You choosing violence on both sides. It's a lot of smoke on 38th Street, but then you're gonna exclude all the people up 34th and 30th,
I don't know. I ain't excluding nobody. They show up, they gonna sing. But
that's
no,
actually an
we
amazing idea, man. That's actually a dope idea.
yeah, we want all the smoke when it comes to that, man. But I'm excited just to partner. That's something that's big to me. Um, I think that as pastors, it's our job not to fly the flag of our individual church all the time, but definitely to fly the flag of collaboration and come together and put egos aside and just do the work. That's what I love to do, and I think that's where I found a level of success, as a pastor at partnering with other churches and bringing those members with my members and instead of recreating the wheel, just giving it a little oil.
Yeah, yeah. So you used a big word, man, that we don't really talk about much here. At least not in a long time that I've known. or seen, unfortunately, but collaboration. Why have we still not learned the importance that we are stronger together than we are apart? Why don't pastors just come together and collaborate? What do you think is the main issue?
Um, I think that it can be a myriad of things, man. But I think that whatever the issue might be, I think that we need to put them aside because in the words of my grandmother, we living in our last days.
Last
Um,
days, bro.
and so it's going to come a time where we're going. I mean, I think the time is now, where we need each other, to lean on each other. The difficulty in pastoring, man, to be perfectly honest, is sometimes you don't know who you can trust. You don't know who's your friend, or who's going to use information that you share with them against you and all that type of stuff. And so I think that there is a level of fear that comes with collaborating with certain folks. And well, if I let them come preach, they're gonna take my members. Well, if my members go with them, that means that they were supposed to.
Hmm.
And so that's kind of the attitude that I take. Instead of worrying about all those types of things. I mean, shoot, I was on sabbatical and had you come preach, you could have started a whole church, or got them to put me out while I was gone. So,
Man, listen, I don't
um,
nobody want to hear me every week. I don't nobody want to hear me every week. No,
but
but
no, man.
it's. I think, like you said, there's definitely some trust issues that are going on. I think it's very unfortunate. Hold on, let me. Dexter is the page is public, so you should be able to just hit share. So if you hit share, you'll be able to share the broadcast. Somebody help him out if he can't do it. Um, but yeah, man, definitely. I think that pastors don't really trust each other. I think experience, of course. We've all have had our bad experiences. I think we've all have had those moments of regret where we may have told somebody something, or went somewhere and did some things, and people do try to use certain things against you. But I think we all have to also, show grace. Even if you've had a bad experience, even if you've been burnt in ministry, you kind of have to understand that it comes along with the territory.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, but it's no excuse um, to shun away everybody. There are
Hmm.
some good pastors out there. There are some good preachers out there. There are some good churches out there. There are some faithful, loyal members that no matter how good somebody may be, they will still stick with you and and roll with you. So I think once we kind of do away with the excuses, I think
Hmm.
that even if you do have validity, sometimes you still got to get away from those excuses and just try, because you still have to do your
Yeah,
part.
definitely, man. I'm never gonna let fear steer my life. Be worried about anything besides God being pleased is a misnomer for me. Um, so yeah, and I like being outside. So I, I can't keep all of this inside the four walls,
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the church that we serve at. So now, man, every chance we get, I'm excited that the weather's changing. My women's ministry has a huge outreach that we do, that we're gonna start doing, um, multiple times a month, called a wing and a prayer, where they gonna fry up a whole bunch of chicken.
Sign me up,
Uh,
man. Sign me up,
listen,
brother.
so we gonna fry up some chicken, a bag of chips, a bottle of water, and as folks come to get they free meal. Hey, how can we pray with you? And so we did it a little bit during the pandemic when it was a little bit safer to kind of do the drive through. But man, just excited to get outside and see people, and be where the people are.
Yeah, man. Go Outside Ministries. That's gonna be the name of my church, because but we only gonna meet in the summertime because we can't be outside in the winter. So we just
Man,
summertime.
look, listen, man, a little cold never hurt. One of my actually, you know him too. One of my closest friends, Pastor Elliot Stubblefield. Uh,
Stubbs.
yes,
Yeah.
sir. Man, we were downtown, and um, when I left the house, it was sunny. When I hit 70, it started snowing. And so our two churches were downtown serving on, on the second Saturday, like we always do, to the homeless and the in need community. Um, and we had like a 2 inch pile of snow on the tables that we were serving off of. But nobody left. People had their kids out there. Their kids is cleaning off the snow, having little snowball fights while we trying to serve. And little cold ain't never hurt nobody, bro. Go ahead
That's
and
good, man. Let the
go
baby
outside, man.
let
Go
the
ahead.
baby do it. We gonna
Go-
put it in the kids' hands. We gonna let the kids.
You gonna sit in the car?
Listen, speaking of putting it in the baby's hands, look, Stubbs just got on here. He must have heard us talking about him. Stubbs,
Yes,
Hill. I gotta get him on here too, man. Matter of fact, I might send him. He ain't doing nothing. We gonna have him jump on here for about a hot second, just greet the good people.
Man, come on, get my brother on here. Yeah,
Yeah, let's get Stubbs on here. Listen, y'all, old classic, but a new twist on it. Y'all already know how we do. This is Nate Bean and Forgiven, all in his hand right here on We Praise Radio.
It's an oldie but a goodie, and it says I put it all in his hand. Come on, put those hands on it. Come on, let's sing it real good. Come on. All in his hand. Yeah. All in his hand. My Lord. All of my burdens. Problems. Without any question.
Play it, Reverend.
Come on. I like that.
I'm gonna mess around, and get up, and go get on this keyboard in a second.
Listen, man. You got the keyboard in the crib? You got the keyboard in the crib?
Oh, you got a keyboard at the house, man.
Oh, yeah.
In his hand.
I have to come over and play it.
Come on,
Come on, let's sing it real good.
I'll even cook.
I'm with it.
Y'all sound real good. All in his hand. All of my burdens, problems, without any question. In his hand. Come on, this is my favorite part. Whatever the problem, I know that he can solve it. Yes, sir. This and that. He can handle it.
That's you saw what he said. We gotta hold him to it.
Yes, Lord. No matter how great or small, he's the master. Oh, yes. Yes, sir. In his hands. I need all my sopranos. Come on, let's go. Come on. Yep. All my altos. Sing it like you mean it.
Come on, y'all. New twist on the old classic. All in his hand.
Oh,
The great Robert Lassiter. Bless you, man. Good to see you on here tonight.
whatever of the problem, he can. Yes, he can. I know he can. For the Bible says, you ought to cast your care, cast your care on him. Come on, handle your burden, handle your trial, handle your sickness, handle your needs. No matter what it looks like, no, everybody clap your hands. Come on, listen. We gotta sing it the way we sing it in Nashville. And I need y'all to sing it from your belly, all right? Come on. Gray, I want you to sing it for us. Come on. Help me say, I put it on in his hand. That sound real good.
Yeah,
Yes,
we
it
love
does.
it.
Let's
Just hop
go.
on here.
He took 2 fishes, 5 loaves of bread. Yes, sir, Doc. That's why I can say, I
you
put
don't
it
tell.
all in his hand. Come on. He took spit and dirt, put on a blind man's eyes. That's why I say, I put it all in his hand. Yes, sir. That feel mighty good to me. Say it again. Say, I put it all in his hand. Come on, let's go. Oh, I put it all in. I put it all in his hand. He said, cast your care. just for nothing. But with pride,
Stubbs, check your inbox, man.
let your request be made known. Whatever you need, he can handle it. Yes, he can. And he can handle sickness. And stuff that you've been.
Listen, Nate Bean and Forgiven, all in his hand right here on We Praise Radio, Breaking Bread with the Bishop. Now listen, Pastor Robert Laster is on here. We must be doing something right, Doc, if we get Pastor Laster on the line. I just feel
Come
honored.
on.
I feel honored. Stubbs, check your inbox, man. I sent you something. So listen, real quick, before we move forward, I gotta just ask you a question because I know that you are a good prognosticator of the word of the Lord. And, sometimes I think that as preachers and pastors, we struggle sometimes with our English and our diction and, all of that stuff. And I was having a conversation with a good friend of mine who just so happens to be on here tonight. And, she was debating with me about the song All in His Hand. Now, she said it's all in his hand, singular. And then I said all in his hands. She was trying to correct me. So which one is it? Because do you put it all in his hand or do you put it all in his hands? Because Jesus got two hands too.
So you're having a biblical conversation, not necessarily arguing about lyrics.
I mean, I feel like they both can go hand in hand. I feel like because I don't know if
I,
it's a scripture, but I
I
just
see what
feel
I see
like
what you did there.
see what I'm doing. Yeah, I just want to know because I don't want Sister Jordan tonight to be confused, and I don't want to be confused. So I just figured you could just help me solve the debate while you're here. Do we put it in his hand like one hand, or do we put it in his hands like both of them?
Um, it's a difficult one, man, because on the one hand you have what the original writer says, but then you also have let me see. I'm working off two different things today, so
Oh no, you good, man.
let me get this right. Um, I'm gonna say hands plural. Put it all in his hands.
I said, see what I'm saying? That's why I know you got the Holy Ghost. Cause see, here's the thing about the song. The song said this and that. I feel like you can't put this and that in one hand. So you got to put this in the left hand and put that in the right hand.
Mm.
So I don't. But it's cool. I just wanted to get her. I just wanted to get her right because she, I just wanted to. She was trying to get me, and I wasn't gonna be defeated. But it's all good. It's all good. Listen, look who's joining in tonight.
Hey,
Look,
Ah,
look,
stop!
look who's
hello.
joining in tonight.
Yes.
Come
Hello.
on, y'all. Let's just listen. Even if you're
Hello.
standing up, I mean, even if you're sitting down, just stand up and receive on tonight, Elliot Stubblefield, Pastor
Oh
Elliot
man.
Stubblefield, aka Stubbs. My God, what's going on, man?
Yeah. I am fantastic, man. How are you doing, man?
Man, I'm great, man.
I'm
We
so blessed to be in the building. You know what I'm
man,
saying?
listen, man. We just had my guy on Nate Bean from Nashville. Just we just putting it all in his hands, putting in both of them,
Hands.
and it's so good to see you, man. What's been
Man,
up, man? What's been going on?
man, God has been just truly faithful, man. Just, we just out here trying to do something, do what God tell us to do instead of doing what everybody think we should do.
Man,
So
you just said a mouthful.
that's it,
Mm.
man. Shutting up when we shut up, speaking when we supposed to speak.
Yeah, that's simple.
Yeah.
That's simple. So listen, man, this is a segment that we calling Pastoring with a Purpose, and I'm just trying to reach out to some different pastors, friends of mine, just talking about ministry and all of the stuff that it all entails, all that good stuff, man. And so I definitely want to have you back on the show, man, to kind of have your own night. But I just figured since you was on, man, you just take a few minutes and just hang out with us, man.
man, you know what? It's always good to hang out with you. Because, I actually met Pastor Jordan because of you.
You did. You did.
So I invaded the space that already existed. So
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yep. So yeah, man, I'm excited, bro. This is cool, man. I'm glad, man. Because if don't nobody know music, it's you, man. Like
I'm still learning, man. I'm
I've
still
been asking
learning.
you
Man.
for suggestions for years.
You have. You literally will hit me up and be like, "Hey, man, listen, I'm trying to find this," and I'll just be like, "Yo, check this out." Check this out. Like seriously, he does. Like I think it's weird because most people really don't ask my opinion about music. Like they know I do music, but not in the sense of just, "Hey, man, I'm having a bad day," or "Hey, man, I'm going through," or "Hey, I'm doing this at my church," or "Hey, I just need something to just ride to. I just need something dope."
Yeah.
And
Because I get bored easy, man. As a former musician, I get bored with
Former?
music easy.
what do you mean, former?
As a acknowledger, I'm gonna tell you too, man. I'm a musician, but I hate to practice. I'm just gonna say it, put that out there. I just really hate to practice. That's the only reason I don't do things anymore, man. Gig and stuff like that. It literally, I just don't like to practice.
It's too wide open, man. Bible says, "Neglect not the gift that is in you, that was given you."
And I'm not
Don't make me go to
neglecting
the word,
gift.
Pastor.
I'm not neglecting the gift. I'm neglecting the practice.
Neglecting the practice.
And Josh, I want to tell you, man, I appreciate you, bro, for stepping out doing this show. Not just because you have me on here, have my best friend Stud on here, but your show has helped to expand my playlist exponentially just by listening from week to week, from local artists to not so local artists to widely known to not so widely known. And so, man, I just want to tell you I appreciate you for that. Who would have thought us meeting in the barbershop, not necessarily knowing who each other were, and then running into each other in church. This would be what it is. But no, man, I want to tell you thank you, man, because my playlist, my Apple Music is on 10 right now.
Man, I appreciate it, man. I'm just honestly, man, I'm just doing my part, man. I just think that that was the reason why I was given this show, man, and I've been saying it, really since day one. I feel like that's the main reason why this platform is necessary, because I've always just wanted to do my part to help other artists get their music out. And even as a musician now, being in this producing role, sometimes it is hard to get your music out and get it heard. And so now that I have that platform, I don't want to come on here and spin my own records all night. I want to reach out to my friends here locally in the city and people that I may have never met, never heard, because it may just take that one time to hear that one song that may change your life. And that's really what it's about, man. I had a guy come on one night and literally I was just like, "Hey, send me your stuff." He literally inboxed me while the show was going on. I was like, "Hey, I got a song." I played it immediately and we just kind of connected and been in touch ever since. And now we're about to work on a project together. And so to God be the glory, man. Just being obedient and just being available to to that, man. So it just really kind of sticks out sometimes, man, when you're able to do something like that and see the fruit of it later on down the line, man. So that's thank you, man. I really appreciate that, for real.
The beautiful thing about this, real quick, is no matter how many times Joseph ran into roadblocks, he kept getting elevated. And then when he finally made it to prison, he didn't neglect his gift, but he utilized his gift to help his cellmates. When he helped people, everybody didn't remember, but somebody did, and it was the catalyst to getting him out of prison and getting him to the second seat in all of Egypt, man. So I encourage you, keep on helping people, man. Everybody's not gonna remember, everybody's not gonna show up, everybody's not gonna utilize you, but somebody's going to remember. Somebody's going to utilize you And when they do, they're going to find out, man, I should have been using and utilizing this gift for a long time. I put out some mediocre projects when my project could have been on
Yeah.
this level the entire time. So man, keep on pushing, bro.
Thank you, man. For real. I really appreciate that, man. For real. Thank you. Thank you so much. Stubbs, listen, man, what's in this cup? Because you over here,
Coffee, bro. Coffee.
you drinking your coffee. Listen, I haven't done this in a long time. I actually got my coffee cup in here. And shout out to my best friend from 6th grade, Nina Cannon. She got me a cup. Y'all probably can't see it, but it's got my Hump Style Entertainment logo on it. But what happens
That's cool.
yeah, it's all black, but when you put something hot in it, it turns colors and you can see the whole thing.
That's
But
real cool.
yeah, man, she hooked me up, but I'm not a coffee drinker, so it's just sitting here. But
Put some water in it or something.
I gotta put something in there. But listen, this is what I'm gonna do tonight because I haven't done this in a very long time. I haven't done this in about 2 months, really, because you know, Dr. Alicia Ramsey came on here and got me together one night, and I used to have a sponsor, and I had to fire my sponsor. And so tonight, our show is being sponsored by Market Side Lemonade because that's what I'm drinking. Now there is a place called Walmart. Now don't go to Pillen and Pike. You might not make it out. You might not find it. But if you go to a good Walmart like 96, where the others are,
right?
Because they clean lemonade. So if you at least walk in there to a good clean Walmart, you'll find this. This is the greatest lemonade on earth.
Wow.
I'm trying to tell you. I think this is the lemonade that they served at the Last Supper. This is killing Country Time. This is killing Minute Maid. This is killing Tropicana. I don't care. This right here.
Give me the name.
Peter made this at the Last Supper. Peter made the lemonade, and they sell it at Walmart. So shout out to Walmart, Market Side Lemonade. Y'all go get it. And I'm just trying to tell you, it'll help you for real. It'll bless you.
Yeah, that's good.
All right. In Jesus' name. So listen, both of you guys are pastors, and I think a lot of misconceptions that we have is that pastors don't get along. And we just kind of briefly touched on, pastors not working together and, maybe some of the reasons as to why they don't work together. But Stubbs, I want to ask you because obviously you guys are best friends. And so it's rare to see pastors and hear other pastors have another pastor as their best friend. So how important is that to have other pastors that you can really call your friend and be your best friend and, really just work together? Like, how important is that?
I just truly believe that if COVID has not taught us anything, it taught us the value of relationships, and how quickly those relationships can be lost, and how important those relationships are. I think it's critical that you have good relationships with people that are evenly yoked, people who either have been where you're trying to go or where you're trying to go, or you have a shared experience with, because a lot of times we don't have that, and a lot of us go through all these different emotions and stuff like that. And I've served under pastors for years, did everything tech, all the way parking lot ministry, youth minister, all that stuff like that. And what I've noticed with almost every pastor I've served under, they've had struggles that they had nobody to help them deal with.
Wow.
They had to have those, they had to have those internal things and had to put up a certain, bravado and stuff like that. And to have someone like Pastor Jordan who can, like, when I go through stuff, he'll tell me, he said, bro, you just on the fast track. you on the accelerated pastoral program or something, because some of the stuff you done dealt with in the past 3 years has been just, I don't have to deal with the year 5, but he had that year 5 experience that he could share with me at year 3, and so I can also share things with him just from me being older, and we've been, being in the ministry, certain things I could talk to him about, tech stuff, music stuff, so we are actually share with each other, which makes the relationship a lot better. We don't always agree on things. We don't always see eye to eye. We don't always have the same point of view. And I think that's what people think friendship is about, is finding somebody just like you. And so I think that's the struggle with a lot of pastors, is like they're trying to find somebody just like them, or they just.
I'm not that old yet. Yes, that's right. I'm not that old yet. So.
You're not that old, so you're not gonna be just like
I only got a few gray hairs right over in here. So
I'm out here, ain't no hiding it, bro. I think I look weird with black hair right now, but yeah, man, it's been everything, bro. It's been everything, and you're right. Pastors they're not friends, or some people, have ulterior motives. Some people want something from you. Some people want you to give up. I had a pastor one time, and I won't even call his name because he's pretty popular around the city, that told me, he literally said, he literally said, if New Way doesn't work out, right? He said, consider me. Wow. And I just looked at him like, bro, like, did you literally say that if I decide to quit, to come just be under you? That alone makes me not want to be around you. Like, that's not support at all.
Not flattering at all.
It's not, bro. That's not it. I mean, and so I actually didn't tell Pastor Orlando for probably about a year.
Oh,
wow,
man, I was hot as fish grease on a Friday night at a black person's house, bro. Oh man,
it might have been some issues because I know how he is. But I mean, could you imagine, bro? Like, Josh, if that album don't work out, man, you come play flute for me, dog. Like,
listen, I'm gonna tell you what that sounds like. Anybody want to be an artist? Don't want to worry about the executive producer.
Yeah,
all in the videos, dancing. Yeah. Come to death row.
That's exactly what it was, bro. That's like, and you know what, man?
What's up, man?
It upset me, man. And I prayed, and I was like, God, why would he say something like that, man? I thought this was my homeboy. I thought he was cool or whatever. And the Holy Spirit put two words on my heart: asset versus commodity.
Yeah.
He said, you've been a commodity because they defined your worth. Yeah. But now you're an asset to my kingdom, so I define your worth. Yeah, see, man. Commodity, just depending on where you at, that's where your value is. If I'm at Easter Star, I'm this way. If I'm at Resurrection, I'm this way. It depends on where you're at. But when you're an asset, it doesn't matter where you go. Like right now, you're an asset wherever you go, Josh. Like literally, wherever you go, you produce a specific quality. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because that's who you are. And sometimes, just like being a musician, be on the organ, dudes not paying you like they supposed to, pastors firing you, not don't care about your family. They just gonna fire you, get rid of you. That's when you're treated like a commodity. Yeah. But when you're an asset, bro, you're a part of the kingdom. Yeah. So it doesn't matter what they say. So I'm gonna let them sit and wait for me to come to his church.
Bush, my guy, good to see you on here tonight. Yeah, man. I mean, and I'm grateful, man, because I think that something just kind of hit me when you said that, going from a commodity to an asset. I think that's just a part of the journey. Sometimes God has to strategically allow us to walk down paths of when we are commodities. I think when you look at it, and I just kind of said this the other night when I was on here, a prophet is without honor, except in his own country, man. And it's just one of those things where no matter who you are, what you do, you're always going to have people who aren't going to believe in you. You're always going to have somebody that, doesn't recognize the gift in you, doesn't see the God in you, doesn't see the call. And a lot of times they'll connect themselves to you because they want the connection, but they don't really understand, the anointing and the call that comes along with your life. A lot of people try to connect themselves to you, and they're leeches, and they're sucking everything out of you. They're not really speaking life to you. And you have to learn how to separate yourself, because if you allow yourself to be defined by other people, people will keep you right here in this place. But, Bible also says in James that if you humble yourself in the eyes of the Lord, he will lift you up. So sometimes, no matter how good we are, no matter how gifted we are, we just still have to remain humble and just wait until our time, wait for God to do what he promised that he would do. and in due time, that is what separates you. So you can still go from a commodity to an asset just by remaining faithful, just by remaining true. And it may not be one of those things where sometimes we have self recognition and we get it right away, because a lot of us don't. A lot of us do things out of routine, out of habit, out of comfortability, out of
Hmm.
popularity. Like you said, I mean, there are preachers who want you to do stuff and just be connected, just so they can say, hey, I got Stubbs, I
Mhm.
got Jordan. And it's like they don't really take that time to bridge that gap and really pour into you and really give you an opportunity to be the asset and walk in whatever it is that God has. Because, that's the old song of the church. What God has for me is for me, and whatever that is, I'm going to walk in it. Whatever that is going to happen. And I can't wait, or I can't allow um, what a person thinks or how a person feels to dictate how far I will go on my journey. It's my journey.
Hmm.
Yeah,
If I decide to go down the street right now and go for a walk, I determine how far I'm going to walk.
that's right.
So if I decide I want to go for a walk, I may walk a mile one day. I may go 2 miles the next day. But it's up to me to choose that path, because if I decide to go and take a walk, that's what I am doing. That's my path. That's my choice. Now, if there's traffic, there's construction, there's other people outside, that's cool. I can let those distractions hinder me, or I can learn to go around it and still keep walking.
Yeah, I have a reel um, that the church just posted maybe a couple days ago. And the thing is this, man. What I've come to the place of learning is uh, I would love for people to come along and go on the journey with me. But if not, that's okay too, because sometimes you have to make up in your mind that you're willing to go and do it by yourself, because it needs to be done. It's time sensitive, and I can't wait on people. I can't wait on emotions. I can't wait on egos to move to the side. It's work to be done, and that's just it. And it's not that Stub is my only pastor friend, but I talk to this guy every morning at 8 a.m. Well, 8 ish, um, somewhere in that 8 o'clock area. But what I've learned is um, God will send you what you need in the season that you're in. So, but we do so much to buck against it. We do so much to pull people along and all these types of things. And one thing that I've learned in all of my travels is when you overpack, it slows you down to getting to your destination. And so sometimes when we pack up all these people from our past, from our present, and we're trying to move into our future, um, sometimes your bag is going to be overweight. You're going to have to pay more than you expected to pay. Sometimes your bag is going to be heavier than you thought it was going to be. It's going to slow you down from getting to your departure gate. And so sometimes you have to learn how to unpack the bag. And it's not that I'm better than. It's not that you can't be, but it's more of on this journey. This is who God is sending with me, and I'm going to do it if I got to do it by myself.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, listen, man, we're gonna play some more music here. First of all, shout out to the greatest assistant, Kristen Poindexter. I see her on the line tonight. Just want to give her a shout out. She told me to tell you what's up, Pastor Stubbs, Kristen Poindexter. She said
Hey, that was my homegirl. We used to work
yeah,
together.
she says she loves what you're doing, and just keep doing what you're doing, man. Pastor Last, listen, we ought to get Pastor Laster on the line, man. He been on here all night.
Hey, that's the man right there, man.
Get
Pastor,
man, pull him in, pull him in.
He need to
listen,
come on.
Pastor
live on
Laster.
the
You got time to jump in? You got about 5-10 minutes, Pastor Laster. He need to be at
lives-
home resting that leg anyway. I seen him last
Hey, look,
week.
he's right around the corner from me too, man.
Yeah,
3 minutes from me.
yeah, man. We gonna get him on the line. Listen, got some more brand new music for y'all. This is my guy, Micah Smith. Name of the song is called No More, right here on We Praise Radio.
Time and time
again. I've tried to conquer sin.
Y'all definitely want to add this to y'all's
Trying to
playlist.
walk into a place I never seem to win.
Mhm.
The whole
And
album.
every time I try to tell myself it's gonna end, but painfully it feels so unreal. But standing up again to walk, holding your hand, I take a journey in your light to never fall again. I hear your strength is made perfect in what I'm going through. So God, if this is true, I vow to you, no more.
No more betrayal, no more.
No more.
No more walking through the same door. I don't wanna go back. It's clear to me.
It's clear that you are. I just wanna be
I'll give you everything to be free.
you are
No
everything,
more
yeah.
betrayal, it's clear to
My
me.
destiny.
Destiny's with you.
Listen, if you haven't done so, please like and share. Please like and share. This is Micah Smith. No more.
Making sure I hear your voice to follow your command. I know the pain we must endure is just a cross we bear, even when it seems so unfair. But standing in the way, your angels cover me, so that I can reach the place you call my destiny. And I pray that when I'm weak, you give the strength I need. None other can compare. As I need air, no
Elder Tommy Jones, my friend. Bless you, man. Good to see you on the line tonight. Appreciate you, man. Definitely got to get you on here.
It's clear to me, so I need you to create in me the clean heart I need. I can't live in a place feeling so far from you. I need to go and tell all I know that the words you gave is real. It says greater is he that is within me. I know you are the God of everything, and so in whatever I do, however you lead me, I know I can't remain the same. You have made the right way plain. Even as I call your name, I cry no more. No more betrayal, no. I'm yours, I'm yours.
Listen, y'all might hear a familiar voice on these background vocals.
You are all I need. I just wanna be what you need. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's clear that my destiny's with you. Yeah. No more I'm yours. Nothing's worth losing you. No. I don't wanna go back. You are all I need. I'll give you everything to be free. Yeah. My destiny. Say no more. No more. No more. There's no life without you, so I'm crying out no more. No more betraying you. Without you, I'd be lost and confused. No more for you, no more.
Woo! Yeah. Listen, we got a lot of fun on that record. Micah
Boy,
Smith.
that chord progression into the
Hey man,
Oh,
listen. Every now and then you just gotta sneak them in real quick. Yeah,
oh,
yeah, man.
I
That's
felt
Micah
that. I
Smith,
felt that
man.
bass.
Listen, that's Micah Smith, man. He's an amazing, amazing, amazing artist. Super incredible, and had a chance to work with him on some stuff, man. So yeah, shout out to the homie, man. That's just some good stuff. So listen, I don't even know, man. I got two of my guys on here, and you guys are both doing great things in the city, both doing a great work. And I'm just honored to know both of y'all, man. Like I really honestly am. I'm honored to know y'all and to call y'all. I'm like right in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Stubbs is the elder statesman, and you know, uh,
I've
Pastor
been
Jordan.
called worse.
Well, I feel like elder statesman is still a good sign of respect. Look, I got some grades in here too. Don't worry, they coming in. They coming in.
Right.
But no, man. Honestly, man, I really appreciate y'all, man. Because pastoring is hard, and I think that we only see one facet of it. I think we love and appreciate pastors when they preach good and they make us happy and they tell us what we want to hear, and then we critique and criticize pastors when they step on our toes and hurt our little feelings, and we decide to be church hurt and we lead and stray. But you guys have still stood the test of time. You still keep going. You get up every week, no matter how you're feeling, no matter what you're dealing with, no matter what you're going through, because it's not about you all. It's about the people, and it's about the ministry, it's about the word. And so there are times and there are seasons when it's very hard to preach. And I've been preaching for 18 years, and although I'm not pastoring, I understand how that feels. Because even on the music side of it, I know how that is. Some weeks you just don't want to go to church. Some weeks you just don't feel like playing. Some weeks I don't care what the choir is singing. I don't care what the band is doing or who I'm playing with. It could be the best of the best. It could be the worst of the worst. But you just personally you don't have it in you, and you just don't feel like it. So speak to that, both of you guys. How difficult is that, and when you find yourself in that season or in that space, what do you do to help push you through?
go ahead, elder statesman.
So speaking from the point of view of a pastor who decided to seed a church during a pandemic in the most skeptical time in religious history, it is hard. It is difficult when you starting out. It's difficult to consistently. All those emotions that you're talking about, bro, they don't stop because you're doing something for God. They're actually heightened because you have such a call on your life and such a responsibility to whoever you reach, those who are inside your church. And with the advent of social media, some people who are not necessarily connected to your church, but they receive a message from you, or they're looking for something that can, they come from your voice. I truly understand that, but I can speak of, personally, I'm very transparent about my struggles with my church, and especially with my pastor. It ain't a lot that I go through that he doesn't know real quick, So with him being my friend, what I love about Pastor Orlando, he can put on various different hats, and we have different names for those hats. But he knows exactly. I had a time in particular where I was ready, studied and done everything I was supposed to do, but some stuff was going on in my life that I felt like I shouldn't be in the pulpit. And I had a minister who was with me at the, when we first seated the church, and I asked him to share probably about a week or so before. I asked him to share, and he literally told me no. And I was kind of upset, like, how you gonna tell me no? You supposed to be a preacher. I'm your pastor. When your pastor go down, you supposed to be always ready to come jump in there and help the pastor out and share with the people. But he wasn't going for it, and so I called Pastor Orlando, and the dude told me, like, he came back and told me no, like it might have been a Thursday, I think it was a Thursday or Friday or something like that. And I was so frustrated because I just was not in the headspace, wasn't physically doing well. And I called Pastor Orlando, and this might have been Saturday morning. and it was literally that bad. And I know some pastors say, "Well, just get up there and preach anywhere. Get up there and just do it, preach your way through," and then they bleed all over people. I knew I shouldn't be in the pulpit, and that's part of the responsibility of pastoring is knowing when you should be there and when you should not. And so I called him. It might have been Saturday morning, and I said, "Pastor, put that hat on." I'm like, "Bro, I'm out of it. I have nothing left." And to this day, he never asked me why. All he said was, "I'm there Sunday morning." And my service is at 9 o'clock in the morning. So he said, "I'm there Sunday morning." And I was just talking to my brother the other day. He said, "Man, I remember that Sunday. He tried to tear our whole church up." And that was like 1 day's notice. You know what I'm saying? It was like the first time he had ever preached was like 24 hours notice. But he just knew, he was like, "Dude, I knew you needed me." And it didn't matter why. You know what I'm saying? And so that's another thing is a preacher, I was under say, "Don't tell me who you over till you tell me who you're under." So you gotta have somebody that knows you well enough, that don't judge you for feeling how you feel or being hurt where you at. You gotta have somebody like that, because what'll happen is you'll make a whole lot more mistakes and you'll hurt a lot more people, just trying to wing it.
Yeah.
That's amazing, man. Real good stuff.
Man, I tell people all the time. I have a living document of a resignation letter. Handy. I just every time I get in the mood, I just change the date and write and type in some new grievances. But
I need one of them.
listen, man, keep one. No, but it is. I've been preaching for 25 years, and pastoring for 8, and you would think that with time things would get easier. But sometimes when you're the strong one, when you're the rock that everybody leans on, sometimes people forget that rock can start to erode at certain points, and need somebody else to lean on and to help them. And so that has been who I've tried to become in the kingdom. I've tried to become a friend to pastors, a friend to preachers. Nobody will ever say that I don't come, so not going to come and root you on and be in the cheering section. Because I remember starting out preaching as a kid, as a 10-year-old kid, and not having any peers. The closest person in age to me on our ministerial staff at that time might have been 20 years my senior.
Wow.
And so even though I had people around me that were all preachers, I didn't have anybody that understood what it was like to be a preteen in school, wanting to be a part or wanting to be noticed or have friends, but also have this calling on your life and this standard that you stand upon. And so I've always tried to be there and be somebody that people can depend on. In this season, I keep talking about, everybody's not going to show up. But the other part to that in my life is everybody ain't going to show up, but I will.
Yeah.
Everybody ain't gonna show up, but I will. I'm gonna be that John at the foot of the cross. I'm going to be that person that shows up when hell is breaking loose, because I know what it is to be the strong friend that nobody calls.
Yeah.
And so I try to be the strong friend for my strong friends, if that makes sense. And so, on Sundays when I don't feel like it, man, I'm a little bit different than Stub, and that's where I find my healing at is preaching. Now, if I feel like I'm gonna bleed on somebody, oh, you better believe,
Oh, yeah.
somebody's about to get put up. But But generally speaking, when my great grandfather, died, a few years back, that was my best friend, and I preached his eulogy on a Saturday, um, and that very Sunday I was back up, and people say, man, you need to take a break, you need to sit down, you need to. No, I'm gonna get my healing that I need. I'm gonna get my deliverance that I need through preaching God's word. Um, and if I could throw this in for free, remember your pastors are people.
Mhm.
Um, when we grieve, uh, and this isn't an indictment on anybody. It's just the truth. I didn't get to grieve my great grandfather's death for about 2.5, 3 months, if I'm being honest, because I had to be the strong cousin, the strong son. My great grandmother, his wife is still living. I had to be the strong great grandson, and everybody else got to cry and all those types of things. And I had to be the rock, um, and still pastor, and still preach, and still teach, and still visit folks in the hospital and everything in between. And so remember, your pastor is a person, too, and give them that space to be human and to lament in certain areas and to just have a moment to cry and let stuff out because it's needed and necessary. Burnout is real, and statistically speaking, more than any other profession in America, per capita, pastors have the highest suicide rate of any profession in
Absolutely.
in America. And so, pray for your pastor. You feel like talking about him, pray for
Yeah.
him. And that'll take those Sundays that he don't want to get up and shrink it down a whole lot more.
Mhm.
Well, listen, I got a song that's gonna encourage y'all, man, because I know that
Come on.
it's a burden and it's a lot, but I just believe just if you continue to just keep doing what you're doing, man, and being faithful, you will see the goodness at the end of it. Listen, this is Lashawn Mitchell, Dr. Donnie McClurkin. See the
Mm.
goodness. Brand new music right here on We Praise Radio.
You will see the goodness of the Lord. You will see the goodness. You will see the goodness of the Lord while you live.
I just appreciate you asking, man. And he adds to the playlist daily.
When will it be? He may not come when you want him, but he's always on time. And you
First of all, y'all gonna add me to the group chat. Y'all not gonna be having conversations without me.
Make a declaration in this room. No, I'm adding
will
people.
see the goodness.
I'm adding music.
Um,
Donnie McClurkin. You cried and you prayed. You cried and you prayed.
My God.
Prayed and cried. And it seems as if it wasn't enough. Oh my.
He's always there.
He's always right there.
Right there.
Right there to rescue you.
And you will see the
And
goodness.
you will see the goodness of the Lord. You will see the goodness of the Lord while you live. Yeah. Just live.
Bush, we
You're
love you, bro.
gonna
Appreciate
live
you, man.
until you see it. Everybody say, live, just live. You're gonna live, yeah.
Listen, encouraging everybody on
Everyone
here
say, I
tonight.
will see
Just
the
stay
goodness of the
faithful, stay
Lord.
patient, keep doing what you're doing. You'll see the goodness.
I'm living to see it. God made a promise that I will see His goodness in the land of the living. Yeah. In the land of the living, I will see the goodness of the good things. I prayed for it. I'm waiting for it. If you believe and say, I believe. If you believe and say, I believe. If you believe and say, believe the Lord. Everything God promised said it's coming my way. Everything God promised said it's coming my way. Said it's coming my way. I'm ready for it, yeah. I need it now. It's my inheritance. It's coming my way. Said it's coming my way. It's got my name on it.
It's got the name on it. It's coming your way.
Just got my name on it. Just come my way. Coming my way.
Let me believe that tonight. Let it come on your way. Make some noise in this room. Yeah. I will see the goodness.
Oh,
Now just lift your hands. Come on, we almost done.
Yeah, Vashawn Mitchell and Pastor Donnie McClurkin. See the goodness right here on We Praise Radio, Breaking Bread with the Bishop. Listen, sometimes it's so hard to see what God is doing when you are distracted by everything that He's not.
Woo!
And I really just,
I
I
need
really,
you to come that thing right there. Write it down. Get you something right there because that one was a word right there, sir.
I don't even know where that came from. It was, it was,
Woo!
it was, it was just literally on me. I'm gonna say it again though.
Thank
Sometimes it's hard to see what God is doing because you're too distracted by what He's not doing.
you.
And I think that I think that in theory, all of us are looking to God to do what we want and forgetting that God will do what He wants, when He wants, how He wants. And when He says that His ways are not our ways and His thoughts are not our thoughts, it doesn't mean that we don't have the ability to think like God, because the Bible says, let this mind be also in
Amen.
you, which was in Christ Jesus. So we have the ability to think like God. We just don't see what God sees because we don't want to see what God has in His time. And I think that we are still so much part of the microwave society because we want everything right now. We don't want to wait, and we don't want to be patient, forgetting that patience is a virtue, forgetting that we walk by faith and not by sight. We have to believe and we have to trust and we have to wait sometimes. And a lot of times, waiting seems so futile when what we're wanting and we're needing is so urgent. But we have to understand that if we just remain faithful and remain focused, we still will see the goodness. because it's coming. It's coming. It's almost like when you are, driving through a tunnel. And I've taken a lot of road trips in my life, and I know a lot of times when I go through those hills and some of those mountainous regions, and we have to go through those tunnels, it get dark real fast.
Mhm.
And and that's what happens in life, because it can be 12 noon, bright outside, and weather's great, and everything looks good, and you can see. And as soon as you hit that tunnel, it just gets dark, and you don't know how long that tunnel is. You don't know how long you're going to be in that darkness. You don't know how long. You don't even see that light at the end of the tunnel, literally. But in order to get to where you're going, you have to just make it through that tunnel. You have to keep going. You have to keep driving. And then eventually, once you make it out on the other side, you'll see that it's still light outside. It's still day. And so we can't get discouraged just because it gets dark in our lives, because if we can just continue to just keep driving, keep going, eventually we'll see that light and we'll make it on the other side. And,
Mhm.
one thing I've also learned about the tunnel is, even if it's 12 noon, even if it's already light outside, just because you're in the tunnel don't mean that it's still not the day. You're just in a dark space,
Mhm.
but you're still going through it, even in a brighter season. So we have to understand that even though it may be day in our lives, we're going to have those tunnel moments. We're going to have those seasons where it gets dark real fast, and you may not see it coming, but you have a assignment to just keep going. And so I'm just encouraging everybody that's on here tonight, just keep going, just keep driving. It's going to be okay. You'll have those moments. You'll have those seasons where it gets dark really quick, and as soon as it get dark, you feel like, man, this is it. Well, how long is it gonna be before I get out of here? Well, how much faster I gotta go? Or how much, like, what do I got to do? Because you just looking for the light at this point. You don't care about nothing else. All you know is that you're in darkness and you're trying to figure it out. But you have to literally keep going. You have to keep driving. You have to keep pushing, and you'll eventually see the goodness. So I just wanted to share that with somebody on tonight. Best, good to see you on here tonight on YouTube.
Man, that was such a good word. My dog was climbing up here to see who was saying it.
Well, listen, that was just the crumbs that fell from the master's table. That's all
Come
I
on.
had, was just a little bit of a crumb for the dog, because Bible says even the dogs can eat the crumbs that fall. So, I don't know what it is about having these preachers on, y'all pushing me tonight. But no,
Good, man. That's what it's about, man. I think that's what collaboration, like we were talking about earlier, that's what collaboration does, bro. It pushes us to be better, and pushes us to our limits and beyond. Stub can't call me. You can't call me and tell me something that y'all can't do that I literally know you can, or I know that I can push, or I can bring somebody else to push to get you to that place or beyond. Um, One thing, when me and Stub first became friends, um, one of our first conversations, I told him I don't have friends that don't read. I don't have friends that don't read. Um, and so I started sharing books that I was reading, and things of that nature, and he added to his library. And then um, another couple pastors, I ran into them at some events, and they're like, "Man, I saw your post, and man, I thought we was friends." I said, "Well, if you're not reading, we not." um, because you know the church that we pastor, the church that we preach to now, is way more educated than the church of old, and that's not a shot or an indictment against the older church, but it is an understanding that more folks are going to universities of higher education. There are people that have no desire to preach that are going to seminaries, and learning the word of God, and we are to preach and teach to people on every level, from the youngest to the oldest. And so I'm always going to encourage my folks to push harder and to go further than what your limitations say, because a limit is only a limit as long as you accept it as such. The moment that you decide that I can bust through that glass ceiling, that's what it is. All three of us are musicians, and I think that at one point or another, we got to we were at a service and they started a song because we had devotion. Growing up, we had to, what somebody was gonna sing during devotion.
Oh yeah.
Um,
None of this praise and worship stuff.
No,
no
that's the word,
CCM,
sir.
no four chord CCM songs. Um, and that one deacon or deaconess would get up and sing in that key that you ain't learned yet,
Yeah.
and you had to
What
feel your way through. It was it was a limitation, and I'll tell y'all, man. I remember growing up, and Aunt Pam, Aunt Pam would uh miraculously have to go to the restroom. And at my church we still have it. It's a grand piano. Ain't no transpose. This all strings and hammers.
Yeah.
Um, and a few times, service will get started, and miraculously, um, I'll be the only one sitting there on this grand piano at the mercy of these folks. And at my church growing up, everybody could sing, and you never knew what key they was gonna start in.
Mm-hmm.
And so, man, you have everything's a limitation until it's not.
Yeah.
And so, I struggled with in the key of B for the longest of times.
Oh man.
And it was this deacon that only sung in B. That was the only key that he was gonna get these notes out in. And I was determined. Y'all gonna get all these bad notes until they not bad no more.
Man, I'm gonna tell you an interesting story, man. Since my bro Joe was on the line, I remember when I first really kind of started, understanding what I was playing, and I still couldn't play in all my keys, man. And I remember I had to call him, and this is when he first moved to Louisville. Remember he first moved, and I was at Mount Perrin. I took his place, so I'm already trying to feel, what I'm saying,
Hmm.
feel these giant shoes. And so I was just struggling because I was transposing like crazy. And I remember I called Joe. I said, hey, man, listen, you got to show me how to play in all your keys. You got to show me how to do it. And I remember he was like, yeah, man, you know, just take all the keys that you can't play in and just play it a half step higher, a half step lower. I was like, Joe, that's dumb. That don't even make sense. Like, what are you talking about? It's the stupidest thing. He was like, what key can't you play in? I was like, well, I can play in A flat, but I can't play in A. He was like, okay, well, just take everything you do in A flat and just take it a half step higher. And I'm like, duh, that's the point. Like, I can't do it. He was like, no, literally, take your hand. He was like, play a chord. And then when you take the notes, you literally play it a half step higher. And so he was like, don't even play the whole song. Take one piece of it and just play it, and then just make it a half step higher. So it was all visual. I had to really be like, okay, dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun. And I had to like, I
Right.
felt so, I felt so slow. I felt so retarded. And he just kept telling me like, no, Josh, trust me, man. Like, you just take everything that you can do. He was like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell you what you do. He said, take I love you, Lord, today. I'll never forget this. And he laughing because he remembered. I said, he was like, take I love you, Lord, today. And he said, don't play the whole song. He said, do this. He said, I love you, I love you, I love you, Lord, today. Let's start over. I love you, I love you, I love you, Lord, today. I love you. And I'm just like, Joe, that's dumb. That is like, it's gonna take forever to do this and all these keys. And then eventually, as I started like really starting to play more, I really started realizing like, okay, all I'm literally doing is going up a half step, or going down a whole step, or going down. And so once I started to realize it, I was like, man, I've been making this thing difficult this whole time because all I had to do was just take those steps, because although it was uncomfortable, I really didn't see it because I wasn't trying to do it. And so, like you said, some things are difficult until they're not. And even now, it's like when I play there's still certain things that I remember he told me like 20 years ago that still stick with me, and I'm just like, man, we make so many things sometimes so hard, and it's really not that deep, it's not that hard, it's not that complicated, but you just have to at least see it and do something about it and at least try it. And I think that, you know, that's the same thing in life. We make life so complicated sometimes, and it's like, you know what, you literally all you got to do is just make the next step. If this is where you are, cool, just go to the next step. You trying to get further ahead, just go to the next thing, instead of trying to just do it all at one point, trying to really, you know, dissect it, and you haven't even figured it out that it's really just right here. And you know, we all have to, you know, we'll find ourselves in those situations where, you know, no matter what it is, you just kind of have to figure out your own process. You got to figure out your own way to make it make sense, because you can't make it make sense to nobody else unless it makes sense to you first. And so, yeah, man, you know, it's just so funny, because that's literally the first thing I thought about. I'm just like, man, I thought that was going to be like the death of me. Like that was going to be the the biggest struggle. And so now it's like, you know, it's almost like it's second nature. And so, you know, again, just encouraging people, you know, don't look at the whole picture. Sometimes you have to just take this thing step by step, day by day. You know, every process is different. Every day is different. But, you know, instead of trying to figure out the next 10 years, you just got to make it through tomorrow.
How do you eat an elephant, man? How do you eat an elephant?
One
One bite at a time.
Yeah.
That's and it's funny, you know, you talking about like people pouring into you, and I think that's another thing about, you know, being in our walk of life, going from musician and being a pastor, and which I always say musicians make the best pastors.
We do. Most definitely.
But I have a funny Joe story too. Like when I first met Joe used to come and play our concert at Tabernacle when I was at Tabernacle. And he'd always come play our concert. And I remember the first time he came, you know, and me being there every day, and they was like, yeah, we have Joe come in to do our concert. And I was like, you know, who is, you know, I'm from Gary, so I didn't know Joe at all. And I was kind of like, who is this nigga? You know what I'm saying? We got a band. You know
you was going to find out.
I was like, who is this nigga? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not about to, you know. He comes in, man, this humble cat, man, and I, you know, had kind of done my research and then saw him, you know, over at Eastern Star, some other places and stuff. And he walks in, and I got up off the organ. And I literally just got up off the organ.
Did you get the tap, or did you just get up?
No, he never, literally, bro, he never tapped me. I wasn't even playing. Like, he just walked in the rehearsal, and I just got up, right?
I'm joking, because we was talking about it earlier.
I literally just got up, and bro, he said, where you going? I said, man, you know, this your seat. He said, no, you're at home. He said, I'm not coming here to push you off. I'm coming here to accent what you already do. And that meant literally the world to me. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, you know, I couldn't outplay Joe. But
he's like the greatest accent
to have somebody
in the world, though.
He is, right? He really is. He'll make you sound good. I don't care who you are. And sometimes it might not be you. But
he's a Gucci tie he's a Gucci tie to a Goodwill suit, Doc.
He is, bro. And it was such a blessing for me, because I was like, I said, this dude, you know, like, he don't have to be nice to me, because there was a lot of guys when I moved here, man, they wasn't nice. You know, a lot of people play with their arm like this, don't want to show you a cord, or, you know what I'm saying?
You know,
and Joe was just that kind of dude. Man, you know it's you know more of them than I do.
I ain't even gonna talk about it.
That was the cool thing about him, bro. It's like having somebody that always like that'll be able to share their greatness with you, and they don't feel like it's a competition. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing, even within the pastoring, man. It's like you run into people that, you know, you can't even partner with them because it's all a competition. And I'm like, all these souls out here.
Joe said, send me y'all Cash App.
Yeah. Joe knows it's true, bro. I mean, he just, you know, that's just a good thing, man, to be able to, and you know, like, Joe will make you feel like you somebody, because now I'm talking 20-some years later, man. I saw Joe, he was playing for the Soul Lounge, and I had just taken my wife. It's like second time I took my wife, and we got there early, and Joe was set up, Joe and PJ and all the guys. And
this was the Prince joint.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I walked in, and Joe looked and saw me. It was like, hey, and everybody looked around like, who is this dude? Like, he made me feel like I was the most popular dude in the room.
Now I saw both of y'all there because I was there that night. I remember.
Hmm.
I know we almost out of time, but I was gonna talk about it, but I feel like now since we here, because pastors ain't supposed to go to these soul lounge, so
Man. Well,
Listen, they can mind their own mind the business that pays them. How about
bro,
that? Jesus.
I feel like
Jesus was found. Huh?
I felt like he was about to say something else.
I was.
Right in your
All,
tongue.
all I gotta say is, Stub. I didn't say nigga first tonight. That's all I gotta say. It wasn't. I didn't say it first.
Y'all are
Um,
both the first two people to say the N word on this show. I hope we don't get censored.
but you know what, man? I think that more a call to pastor and a call to preach is not a call to not have fun. That's not what that means. And Soul Lounge does some sick, crazy music. I mean, their harmonies are tight and right. Hey man, shout out to Brian Kelly, PJ, all of them, LA, all of them, because I was just on Instagram day, and my friends, my brothers, my sisters have made the shade room.
They have.
Um,
They
they
have.
they have a rap. No, but we gotta have. And first of all, before I liked Donnie McClurkin, Kirk Franklin, Mississippi Mass, I was a Prince fan.
Oh yeah.
Point blank. Period. First DVD that we owned in our house when DVD players were affordable um, was Purple Rain. You don't believe me? Ask my mama.
Nah, man, I was a church kid through and through. I remember the very first video. Well, we had a whole bunch of movies. I'm still a movie head, but my mom, she had just about every single movie known to man. We had everything. But I remember the very first VHS tape I ever bought in my life. Like I went to Light and Life.
yes, sir.
I went to Light and Life, and I brought the Melodies from Heaven DVD. No, what you looking for? That's what it was.
Hmm.
I bought Kurt Franklin's What You Looking For, and then my dad, because he had just stuff everywhere. But I remember the first real video that I used to watch all the time was the Canton Spirituals, and so Live in Memphis, the first one, and then the second one came out. But I think the one that really changed my entire life was that John P. Key Strength record. I remember I bought that at Black Expo downtown when it was like when people actually used to go.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm done, but I'm just saying, like, it was a time when people actually went to the expo and they actually had vendors and they sold stuff, and like nobody got killed, and you know what I'm saying, it was just, it was cool.
And fish dinners weren't $25.
It's not $25 for a piece of fish that's cold.
Yeah. Well,
And
speaking of
the
Soul
old-
Lounge, man, my whole church is Soul Lounge, bro. Like,
Are y'all going to the Aretha show?
Our seats are front and center.
First of all, I was the first person to buy a ticket. I got the record.
I was the second.
He was the second. So
I might have been like number 5 because PJ, y'all know if he don't do nothing else, he gonna send that text.
He gonna
Hey,
let you
now,
listen.
shout out to PJ. PJ,
bro,
is
PJ
going
sent me the
to-
countdown, bro.
Hey,
He's like,
listen.
Pastor,
he was like, yo,
I
tell
sent
you
you
right
the
now.
countdown.
Yep, he's
bro.
gonna do it.
We
Well,
gotta
listen, man, it's
support our
time.
own.
We got
gotta
to,
support.
man. We got to. And PJ, man, is just an amazing human being. I tell people all the time, if you don't like PJ, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, somewhere.
It's
Yeah.
you. Like it's you.
It's you.
You
It's you.
cannot like PJ. You can't. PJ is like your grandmother sweet.
Yes,
Like he's the sweetest guy.
he just is.
I know. Like
We
it is
we
weird.
call him light skinned Jesus.
Nice
He
kid.
is.
Yeah.
Like he seriously is. If you don't like PJ, man, you like on drugs or something. Like he's been that way since we met, man. I'm gonna have him on here and tell y'all how we met. But yeah, man, PJ is probably the most consistent person that I know. But he really is like, I just want to hug him, but then I can't because you hug PJ, your back hurt because he's so tall. and he hug you for real.
I don't know that feeling because I'm tall.
Well, that's fine, but I'm just saying, you 5'10" and he like 6'8".
Yeah, exactly.
Every time I see PJ, I'm like, bro, I'm like, ugh. 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 Yeah, man. Good to see you. Now, you gotta bounce back quick, but
I don't take pictures with him, man, because I look like a
Nah.
midget.
yeah. So, I normally try to angle it up high so we.
Right.
But yeah, y'all listen. It's 9:54. We about to get up out of here. Got another song that we're gonna play tonight, and y'all already know, of course, how we gonna end the show. But listen, thank y'all both for being on here, man. Definitely love and appreciate y'all, my brothers. And I just feel like we just gonna wait for this text about these wings and whatever he gonna cook, because he said he gonna cook, and we gonna all
Oh,
figure
you
it out.
talking about?
I heard
You
Yeah,
talking? Yeah.
he said it.
What?
So I'm just saying, I want you to be a man of your word.
I'm being man. I just finished seasoning my new Blackstone. So we gonna be at it. But man, I'm gonna talk to you offline, man.
Offline,
Uh,
hit
I'm,
me
I'm,
up.
I'm,
Hit me up,
I'm
man.
hoping you'll be my MD for this 38th Street
Well, that's
community
why I said
choir.
you chose violence, because ain't none of the churches I play for on 38th Street. They close. But
We gonna look. We take adjacent.
take it, Jason. Okay, cool. Well, I'm the MD, bro. I'm there. Whatever you need. Whatever you need, man. Matter of fact, you need to do a Sunday while Joe is here.
No, what we need is for you to drop that CD we've been talking about over a year.
Hey, man, listen. It ain't me, man.
Well,
It's
Emery need to quit playing, bro.
Emery ain't sent me the files, man. He ain't sent me nothing. But
We
every
need
time
to call Emery, man. He playing.
he FaceTimes me and plays it on the regular, and I'm like, dude, just send it to me. But
It gives you joy, man. It just brings
does, man.
joy.
Trap Hymns is coming. Trap
Hymns,
Hymns.
bro.
We're going to drop it.
Volume 1 is coming.
Trap hymns.
Trap
Trap
Hymns, bro.
I'm here for it.
Trap
Let me
hymns.
let me do sermonettes right in between them.
You can, bro.
Bro.
It's
Bro.
listen.
It's a legend. Josh do the
Volumes
sermon.
1, 3, and 5. Odd numbers because we're living in odd times.
Yes, sir. It goes in, bro. It's legend. It brings joy.
He got the power. He got the power.
Bro, I want to do Trap Hymns. See, we need to drop the album. Then we need to do a
Ain't it?
live hymns concert, bro.
Listen,
Listen, you gonna have the saints worshiping.
worship.
They gonna be out here worshiping. Worship for
I got
ah.
some worshipers.
Come on.
I got some worshipers on here. I know.
Look, I'm looking.
I ain't gonna call nobody name out. But listen, we love y'all so much. Thank y'all for being here. My guy Pops is on here. He done snuck in at the end. Tony Carpenter, one of God's greatest and craziest on planet Earth. But we love Tony Carpenter. That's my godfather, man. So shout out Pops. Good to see you on here tonight. What's next for y'all? Before we get up out of here, what's next? Like, what do y'all got coming up? What do y'all going on outside of the concert? But
May 19th through the 21st, we will be having our mortgage burning weekend. So we're gonna do movies on the parking lot Friday. We're gonna do wing and a prayer and a church picnic on that Saturday, and then New Beginnings and Pastor Jackson will be our guests that Sunday to culminate and to finish out the weekend.
well, yeah, man, definitely keep me posted because I want to be there. I definitely want to support. You got flyers, just send them to me, man, so we can post them on both pages so people can come out. So y'all make sure y'all support. Stubbs, what you got going, man?
Man, we currently working on New Way Cafe. You know, this summer we trying to do some things. We bring some of our friends together to do what they do at downtown in Broad Ripple, but do it bigger and better for us. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of amazing, talented friends, man, that really have been a blessing in New Way. And so I love to just have them all in the building. And I'm supposed to partner with a couple people. You know, we gonna make this happen. So I'm excited this summer. New Way Cafe is coming.
Gotcha, man. Gotcha. Well, again, man, thank y'all so much for being here. Y'all my guys. Y'all my brothers. I love y'all, man. And y'all just y'all keep blessing our city, man. Keep doing what y'all doing. Y'all know I got y'all's back 100%, man.
Yep.
All gas, no brakes.
Both flat tires, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, listen, y'all, this is 2023. This is the year that we are absolutely trusting and believing that God is going to do every single thing that he said he would do. You will see the goodness of the Lord. Why? Because I know he will. Zacardi Cortez right here on Breaking Bread with the Bishop on We Praise Radio.
Yeah, come on. Well, camera's on.
Can you just tell somebody, I know he will? Little song says, he won't leave, he will never forsake you. He will always be right there till the end, a real friend. You can trust his every word, everything he said is true. I can always count on you, I know you will. Oh. He won't leave, he will never forsake you. He will always be right there till the end, a real friend. You can trust his every word, everything he said is true. I can always count on you, I know you will. One more time, boy.
Real quick, I want to give a shout out to my pretty princess, my Journey Nicole. She asked me to give her a shout out. So shout out to Daddy's baby. I love you so much.
Anybody know he will? He won't leave you, he will never forsake you. He will always be right there till the end, a real friend. You can trust in every word, everything he said is true. I can always count on you, I know you will. Can y'all help me sing? I know you will. I know you will. I know he will. I know he will. You can trust in every word, everything he said is true. I can always count on you, I know you will. That's the whole song. I know you will. I know you will. Said I know. You can trust in every word, everything he said is true. I can always count on you, I know you will. I know you will. Lord, I know you will. Lord, I know you will. Oh, I know you will. You can trust in every word, everything he said is true. I can always count on you. I will put my trust in you. I can always count on you, I know you will. Lord, I can always trust in you. Every word you say is true.
Every word you say is true.
I can always count on you, I know you will.
Always count on him. Always there.
I can always trust in you. I know you will. Lord, I can always trust in you, 'cause every word you say is true. Lord, I can always count on you, I know you will. Oh Lord, Lord, I will always count on you.
Good evening, Miss Harper. So good to see you on here tonight.
Lord, I will always trust in you, Jesus.
The one and only Erica Harper.
Because I know you will. I can't depend on everybody, but I will. Trust in you. Lord, I can always, 'cause I know you will. I can always trust you. trust in you. Every word you say is true. But I can always count on you. I can always count on you. I can always count on you. I know you will. Lord, I can always count on you. Because every word you say is true. I can always count on you. I know you will. I can always trust in you, Jesus. Every word you say is true. I can always count on you. Lord, I know you will. I can always. Oh, Lord. I know you will. I will always trust in you. I can always count on you. I know you will.
Thank y'all so much. I love y'all. Have an amazing night. Have an amazing rest of your week. And we will see y'all on Monday on Breakin. This right here,
Can you just tell
you
somebody
already
I
know.
he
We praise
will.
Radio.
See, when you really know that he will, when he really came through for you, you can say it like this. I know he will. I know he will. Because he did it for me. I know he will. Can you just find somebody that? Can you just find somebody just tell them, say, I know he will. Y'all sit on down. I know you will. I'm trying to leave it alone, but it looked like he came through for some people in here.